Welcome to Seminole Trails Title I Annual Meeting. Thank you for attending. I'm Jennifer Lowe, the Assistant Principal. Tonight, I'm going to share with you what it means to be a Title I school. I'm also going to share the rights and responsibilities that parents and family members have while being a part of a Title I school. Parents will also have the ability to provide feedback and to answer questions to ask questions using a Google form after this presentation. So what is the purpose of this meeting? According to federal guidelines, every Title I school must hold an informational annual meeting. The meeting allows parents and family members to better understand the importance of their role in their child's education. It also gives us an opportunity to ask for input to help us improve our Title I program. So what is Title I? Title I is part of the Every Student Succeeds Act, ESSA, first passed into law as the Elementary and Secondary Education Act in 1965 under President Johnson. The intent of this law was, and still is, to provide federal funds to support schools with high poverty rates to ensure that all children have the opportunity and resources to obtain a high-quality education. To this, Title I funds are used to support instruction, professional development of teachers, and family engagement programs. Schools qualify for Title I funding based on the percentage of students eligible to receive free and reduced price meals. That is why it is so important to complete the lunch application. The more students who are eligible, the more funding the school receives. So what does this mean for our school? The Title I funds are in addition to what the district provides. The funds are used to supplement and create innovative programs at our school, including support for families. In fact, a set amount must be spent on parent and family engagement. Parents and family members are important stakeholders and have the right to give input into how the school will spend their funds. What does this mean for our school? Most of these will be discussed further in the presentation, but parents and families have the right to be informed and involved in the Title I annual meeting that we're having tonight. Each spring, we have a stakeholder input meeting to do our comprehensive needs assessment, which helps us plan for our Title I program for the following year. Parents' right to be involved, the parent and family engagement plan, which we will discuss, the school parent compact, parents' right to know notifications, and we do surveys throughout the year. It is important to know that the school district of Palm Beach County implements the school-wide Title I model. This means all students, teachers, parents, and family members in a Title I school benefit from the funding and services, regardless of which students made the school eligible. In a school-wide program, all students, teachers, and families benefit. For our school-wide plan, we held a comprehensive needs assessment last spring, and this helped us to prioritize the following action steps. We are planning to engage all students in rigorous, differentiated, standards-based, and meaningful instruction. We also will enhance students' academic development by providing effective and meaningful communication and by conducting academically focused and relevant parent trainings. We will also deliver professional development that focuses on building teachers' capacity and analyzing data effectively, creating data-driven lessons, and sharing best practices in instructional delivery and assessment. Now, last year, our students did not take the FSA assessment due to COVID, but we are planning our goals based upon our students' performance on the winter diagnostic last year and how they performed on FSA the previous year. So for our expected outcomes for our SWIP, our school-wide plan for Title I programming, our goal is to continue to enhance our students' instruction to lead to greater improvements in achievement of our students. So for our English Language Arts, ELA, we are focused on bringing our learning gains for students up to 65%. And our learning gains for students scoring in the lowest 25%, we'd like to see 60% of our students in that category earning learning gains. For math, our goal is to earn 60% learning gains for the lowest 25. And for science, we would like to see 57% of our students earning a 3 or higher. That's proficiency in science. For our Title I focus, to meet our expected outcomes, we are using Title I funds for the following. For classroom instruction, there are funds being used for teaching positions. This includes 2 full-time reading resource teachers. This is very important because these teachers help to provide additional reading instruction for students who are in need of learning gains and who may fall in the lowest 25% of students scoring on FSA. We also have 1 full-time professional development resource teacher. This teacher works with all staff, coaching the teachers in building their capacity and facilitating professional learning community meetings, which we'll discuss further in the presentation. We will also be offering extended learning opportunities using a tutorial program. This will start in November after we get some updated assessment data on our students. We also will use some funds for supplies, which would include providing our students quality digital text, both fiction and nonfiction resources that can be used both for instruction and at-home learning. To meet our expected outcomes, we also are required, as mentioned before, to provide parent and family engagement. There are funds set aside for this purpose. We are going to be offering parent and family engagement trainings throughout the year that are interactive and hands-on. Our families will be provided materials to participate and that can be used to continue learning at home. And we'll talk a little bit more about those trainings soon. For professional development, as mentioned before, we have a coaching position. This is Ms. Bush. She is constantly supporting our new teachers with instruction, both digitally and in the classroom. She also facilitates those professional learning community meetings. These are held once a week for all of our grade levels, where teachers learn to analyze data, plan for instruction, and to receive information about best practices in instruction and assessment. She also does ongoing coaching to build the capacity of teachers. This can involve observing teachers' instruction, helping to plan instruction, and even modeling teaching practices for teachers. Parent and family engagement. Our school-wide plan involves the entire school community, including families. Researchers have studied the benefits of family involvement in schools and have found that students are positively impacted when their families are involved in their education. Students earn better grades, they do better on tests, they attend school more often, they adapt to change more easily, they have better social skills, they are more likely to be promoted to the next grade, graduate on time, and continue their education after high school. We recognize the importance of partnering with families so students reap those benefits. Part of the school-wide plan includes how we partner with families to help students succeed. In fact, we have an entire plan that outlines the steps we will take to strengthen our partnership with families. The Parent and Family Engagement Plan, which is shortened to be called the PFEP, describes how we will involve ourselves with families and students in their education. This was written with the input of the schools, families, and staff during the stakeholder meeting that was held last spring. It was also shared during our SAC meeting this October, the School Advisory Council, to revise and review the plan and to get ideas from families so that we are best meeting families' needs. A PFAP summary will be sent home for all families shortly, which will outline the discussion and the input that was provided. So this plan describes how the partners with the community volunteers and businesses will be conducted to increase student achievement. It also outlines specific academic trainings designed for parents and family members to learn strategies they can use at home that will help their children master specific foundational skills. So for our families, for our parent and family engagement plan, which the summary will be sent home to further outline this information, shows our school mission. Our school mission is that we strive to empower families to support their children's cognitive and social emotional development by strengthening district, school, family, and community partnerships through communication, resource support, and training. Our plan is to host interactive parent and family engagement activities and events that will help to reinforce learning at home by modeling and learning skills and strategies. We will also interact with families using a variety of methods, including phone calls, emails, texts, and video conferencing using Google Meet. We also have some additional activities planned that will include a family resource night where families can learn from different community agencies in the community that will come in and share what they have to offer. We also will be continuing, some of you know from last year, All Pro Dads, which is a time for parents and loved ones and mentors to come together and do activities with one another. So based upon our feedback with our families in the School Advisory Council meeting and our CNA, our Comprehensive Needs Assessment last spring, these are the events that we have come up with. Due to COVID, these trainings will most likely be held virtually. So we will be sharing the exact dates and links so that parents will be able to participate in these trainings, as well as sharing the activities that will be needed to participate. We'll be doing a family literacy night. And that will be in the fall of 2020. So the date will be shared soon, but it most likely will be in November. And parents will get to participate in several breakout sessions around the idea of literacy, and that will be hands-on with your children. We are planning a math family game night, and that will most likely be in December. A little competition and some fun hands-on games while learning and practicing some math skills at the same time. We'll also be planning STEM night, which is hands-on. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. So they're fun ways to practice all of those different topics at the same time. And that will be in January of 2021. The School Parent Compact. Each Title I school has developed this compact. It is developed with the input of parents. We reviewed it at our SAC meeting this year, and it outlines the responsibilities that the parent has, the school has, and the child has. So I'm going to share with you what that looks like. This is going to be shared with parents through Google Classroom very shortly, and we also have it available in Creole and Spanish. But this will share what the responsibility is of the family at our school. I'm just going to highlight a few things. The family should agree that their child be well rested, have breakfast or gets breakfast at school, be prepared to learn and dressed appropriately, that they arrive to school or come to the Google Classroom online ready to learn at 8 o'clock each day. Parents need to ensure that their children are completing assignments and submitting those assignments through Google Classroom. They should support the school in efforts to maintain proper discipline. We want to make sure we're reading with our children and letting them see us read. This is very important. Keep the school informed about changes with your contact information, family living situations. It's very important, that we're able to reach you with the correct numbers, that we have the proper address. So as things change, please call the school and let us know what those changes are so we can keep all of our contact information up to date. We do a lot of call outs, texts, and emails. It's very important that we have that information so you can receive communication from the school in a timely manner. We want you to stay informed about your child's education and communicate with the school by reading notices and participating in school events. We encourage parents to participate in conferences at least once a trimester. And a lot of times this year, especially with COVID, there have been different surveys and information that we need parents to keep in communication with us. So we're aware of the choices parents are making in regards to whether children are coming to school and what your preferences are. We also ask that you attend and participate in our school and community events, which this year will most likely be held virtually. But we do hope to get parents involved in those events. As a school, we provide children with a safe learning environment that's conducive to learning. We ensure that every child knows that he or she is valued and respected. We provide a high quality curriculum with instruction that supports effective learning, whether that's through distance learning or on the brick and mortar campus, which meets the Florida standards for reading, math, and writing, and the next generation Sunshine State standards for science and social studies. We hold high expectations for our students. We are an AVID school, that stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. We have special activities in the classroom to engage the learner and to make learning enjoyable. We provide differentiated instruction, that means instruction at our students' level and to meet their various learning styles. We seek the cooperation of parents as partners in education. We provide parents with frequent reports on their child's progress. Our goal is to respond in a timely and positive way to student and family concerns or questions. We provide necessary assistance to parents and the tools they need to help their children be successful. And we communicate with other school personnel to ensure maximum service for each child. We also provide parents with opportunities to participate in school-wide events and activities. The last part is for students and what their responsibilities are. So we encourage parents to go through this with their children. All the parties involved do sign it, and they'll return it through Google Classroom. So we'll share more information about that when that is released with parents. Okay, let's go back to our presentation. Okay. So again, the school parent compact will be shared with all parents. It also will be reviewed at your first parent conference with your teacher, your child's teacher. We also ask for suggestions. If you see something that we have forgotten or we didn't think about that you feel should be added on the compact, there's a Google form that will be shared with this presentation, and you can provide us any feedback in that document. Parents' right to know. Title I schools must inform parents and family members of their rights. Parents and family members have the right to request information regarding their child's teacher and paraprofessionals' qualifications and their child's academic level and growth on state assessments. Parents must be notified if their child has been taught for 4 or more weeks by a teacher who is licensed to teach in the state of Florida, but does not hold a certificate to teach the grade or subject listed above. Parents must also be notified if their child has been taught by the teacher for 4 or more weeks by a substitute teacher who is approved by the district to substitute teach, but does not hold a Florida Department of Education teaching certificate for the grade level or subject. Schools must share with parents their child's assessment results for FSA. For migrant education programs, if the parent or guardian has ever had migrant work and their child moves with or joins the parent anytime, no matter what work the parent does now, then the child may be eligible for services provided by the migrant education program. The parent or guardian must be interviewed to see if they qualify. Parents may call the school to ask for an interview. For students experiencing homelessness, in addition to the services that we provide to migrant students, we also provide support and services to students experiencing homelessness. This includes families who are in a shelter, motel, a vehicle, or campground. They may be living on the street, in abandoned buildings, or with relatives or friends. Students experiencing homelessness we do provide a contact person on our campus who works with these families. Every effort is made to address the needs of students and families experiencing homelessness. Families can contact the school to get in contact with each school's contact person, and that person may help to decide which school would be best for the child, to help communicate and set up transportation with the school, to provide school supplies, uniforms, and other supplemental services relating to school meals. They may help find community support and connect the family with McKinney-Vento staff for additional support. When parents register, you will be asked questions and the family residency questionnaire, and this will also help the school to identify students in need. Um, if you have any additional questions, you can call the school. In conclusion, we will share a link. The link is right here on the page, but we'll also share it along with the link of this presentation so that you can click on it and complete a Google form. This will allow you to share that you participated in watching this presentation. You'll be able to ask questions and to provide input on any of the information that was shared. We thank you for your attendance, your participation, and your feedback, and we look forward to a successful school year. Thank you and good night.